Now, when you're looking to install the Android Auto and Carplay USB hub yourself, before you, well, after you bought the head unit online or at the dealership, few tools you need before you get started is gonna be, so you will need a 10mm socket wrench. This is gonna remove 2 bolts, one here and one over here. Second thing you need, this might be optional, but it would be good to have it. It's a pry tool. So with the pry tool, it's easier to remove this panel, also this panel. And if you have trouble getting the USB hub out, you can also use the pry tool to get it out. And it's also easier to remove these 2 panels if you have the pry tool. Now you can use a scissor if you have one. I use this cutter to cut out the excess amount of wire. And last thing you need, it's a screwdriver. So there are, I think, in total of 4 screws you need to remove. One here, one over there, and 2 more, one here and one here. So 2 options to buy the USB hub. At the dealership, I believe they charge around $150 to get that, but I got mine on eBay and I paid $110. So I would say if you can get them on eBay, it's not that expensive, and you pay a little bit less than what you would pay at a dealership parts department. Now, if you do get the hub on eBay, I believe they will come with this foam tape. Now, I already have mine installed, so I use up whatever foam tape I need to use. And you can be generous with your foam tape. So after the installation, I still have this much left, so you will have no problem with foam tape if you have this in your box. Now, one thing I do want to mention is before you do the installation, before you even buy the USB hub, make sure you know how to update the infotainment to the version 70. So once you get that done, so once you have this upgraded to version 70, then you can go ahead and buy the USB hub online or at the dealership. So now just to quickly walk through what needs to be removed. So I already have mine installed myself. I'm not going to remove any panels now, but this is just going to be a straight quick walkthrough of what you need to remove, and then just quick tips on how to remove them. So first thing is the older USB hub. This here, you can grab it with your thumb and just pull it straight back. If you can't pull it straight back, use a pry tool. There are 2 gaps here, so insert the pry tool, twist forward and pull it at the same time. You get it out. Now once you get this out, next thing you want to remove is these 2 panels. With a pry tool, it's easier, much easier. This is insert, twist upward or twist down, and then you will need a little bit of force to pull them out because these are held by clips, and those clips are pretty strong. So once you have these 2 panels done, then basically once you have these 2 removed, the shifter knob section and the controller section, these will basically like floating on top of the center console, so you will have easy access to, you can basically grab the underside of this panel on both sides, pull it up, disconnect 2 cables. This is also held by clips, so just grab both sides, lift it up, and then disconnect the connector here. Now when you lift this up, this part here, there's a part, this part is shaped, this is like a L like L shape. So once you lift this up, this is attached to this. So the only way to get this out is gonna be, once you have this out, you want to have a flashlight. So look at the underside of it, and to pull it out, basically just hold this on one hand and then hold this on the other hand and just pull it down. Once you have this out, you have access to remove this panel. This panel is basically shaped in a letter C. So what you want to do is have both hands, one hand over here and then one hand over there, and just pull straight out. But before you pull straight out, you need to remove 2 screws, one here, one over here. So once you remove these screws, just pull straight out. So after this, it's gonna be this panel here. Now to remove this panel, you can just stick your finger here, pull straight out, and then if you look down, let me just shine a flashlight. So it's pretty hard to see, but basically down there, there's a hole, and this part has a external plastic part that sticks to the hole. So all you have to do is just pull it out of the hole. So after you have this panel out, and then you're gonna remove the glove box. So to remove the glove box, very straightforward. You're gonna squeeze both sides, and then the first part will come off. And then there's a hook hanging on the side. So you're gonna pull that off of the hook. And the last thing would be, there's a bar right behind the glove box, and then the glove box itself has 2 kind of hand-like structure attached to the bar. So you just pull straight out, and then you have this out. Now to remove this, it's easier with this pry tool. So it's gonna stick your pry tool over here. This is a gap, so push this in, push it back, and you can get this out. This part also the same thing. Stick it in, push back, you can get this out. Now you have to disconnect one connector here, and then disconnect another connector here. So when you have this removed, this part basically starts with here all the way to here, and also here as well. So once you have this removed, now this vent is going to stay put. Only this part all the way down there are coming out. So once this is out, you have access to 2 screws, one here, and then 2 10mm screws also here and here. So get them out, and then you can pull the unit straight out. So once you have the unit out, obviously wire your new cable. So wire the cable, and then plug in the new cable, and then basically to put this back, the sequence is going to be, this is the first thing to put back, and then this is the second part, this is the third part, this is the fourth part, then fifth, and this is 6, then this is 7. So you want to attach this back to this panel, and this is the 8th. So just push straight down. Don't forget to connect back the connector for the gear shifter. And then this part is the last part you want to put back. So once you have this put back, you want to obviously put in the new USB hub and put this, so put back the cup holder, and then this is the last part you're going to put back before these two panels, because this sits on top of the cup holder. So if you have this put back first, you won't be able to put this back. So this part, these two are the last part to put back before these two. This is the last part.